Bonjour à tous. Hello, everyone. Welcome. Aujourd'hui, today we are going to talk about chapitre 2, Vocabulaire 1, la deuxième partie. So today we're going to talk about chapter 2, vocab 1, the second part. In my previous video, we talked about the first part of this set of vocab, but we're going to finish it off today with the rest of the likes and dislikes, and we're going to learn a little bit of school vocab and learn how to agree and disagree with somebody and say that you like something or you don't like something. So up here on the screen, I have our first question. It says, Qu'est-ce qui te plaît? Qu'est-ce qui te plaît? We should remember from our previous video means what do you like? Qu'est-ce qui te plaît? What do you like? So with that, let's get started. So first word that we have is est-ce que tu aimes l'école? It's really more of a question than a word, but one of these words is a new word. So we should remember that est-ce que, this first word right here, est-ce que means do or does. Tu aimes means you like. So est-ce que means do or does. Tu aimes means you like, and l'école is our new word, l'école. So looking at that picture to our right here, what do you think l'école is? School. So est-ce que tu aimes l'école means do you like school? Can you say that sentence for me? Est-ce que tu aimes l'école? All right, so now we can respond. We have oui, j'aime l'école, and that oui, j'aime part we learned previously. So yes, I like school. Next we have non, je n'aime pas l'école. So non, je n'aime pas l'école. So say these ones with me. Oui, j'aime l'école. And non, je n'aime pas l'école. Yeah, so we're agreeing, yes, I like school, and saying, no, I don't like school. So that new word is l'école. All right, so next we have à l'école, aimes-tu. And so in our previous slide, we talked about tu aimes, which means you like. So when we switch our subject and we switch our verb, and instead of being tu aimes, it's aimes-tu, it means the same thing. We're just making it into a question. So we have à l'école, aimes-tu, at school, do you like? So à l'école, aimes-tu. And so when you see these, don't panic, don't freak out. It's not a typo. They're supposed to be like that. All right, so we have les mathématiques. So say this word with me, les mathématiques. Mathematics, yeah, mathematics. Next we have l'anglais. L'anglais, say that one for me, l'anglais. And l'anglais is English, like English class. Up next is my favorite, le français, this French class. So say this one with me, le français. So this last part, the C-A-I-S, the C-A-I-S, sounds like say, S-A-Y in English, so français. All right, moving on, we have les sciences. So les sciences are science class. So say this word for me, les sciences. Nice. Next, we have l'histoire. L'histoire. This one is history. It kind of looks like history in English, but remember when we have an H, that H is silent. So instead of saying histoire and making that H sound, that H sound, we take that H out kind of, and it just becomes like L''I. So l'histoire. So say this word for me a couple times. L'histoire. All right, we're going to come back through and review these all too. So if you're having trouble pronouncing them, don't panic. We're going to come back to them. Next, we have a little bit of fun vocab that's more relevant to your age. We have avec mon portable, j'aime. So we know that j'aime means I like. And so mon portable, looking at that picture, what do you think mon portable means? My phone or my cell phone. And then this is a bonus word that you'll learn later this year, but avec means with. So that might be an extra credit question sometime. Avec means with. So we have with my phone, I like. And the first word is téléphoner. Say that verb for me, téléphoner. So anytime that we see a letter that has an accent aigu on it, that accent that points upwards, it makes that A sound. Like you see your friends in the hallway and you're like, A. Next, when we have a verb or a word that ends in ER, it's going to make that A sound too. So we have téléphoner. So we make that A sound quite a bit in this word. So téléphoner à mes amis. Mes amis, we learned last chapter, we know means my friends. So téléphoner à mes amis. Looking at this word, what do you think téléphoner might mean? Looks like telephone, so we can figure out that it means to call. So téléphoner is to call, and so téléphoner à mes amis, to call my friends. Next is envoyer. So envoyer is the verb to send. Envoyer un SMS ou un texto. So envoyer is the verb to send. Remember when we have verbs that end in ER, it makes that A sound. So that's why it's envoyer. And then un SMS or un texto. When you're talking with friends, most of the time when you have younger kids talking, they'll say un texto. It's kind of like slang for a text. And then un SMS is the formal word. So you might hear other older people say un SMS or younger people say un texto. So especially if you're in Canada, you'll hear younger kids a lot talk about un texto. So envoyer is the verb to send, and un SMS or un texto, they both mean the same thing. They just mean a text. And envoyer again, we just talked about that verb. So envoyer means to send, and this one is very easy, très facile, un email. So say this whole part for me. We have envoyer un email, so to send an email. And last one on this slide, we have surfer. Surfer kind of looks like the word in English. So surfer, to surf. Sur means on. So this is kind of pronounced like sir, S-I-R in English. So surfer sur internet. So we're going to say this all together. So surfer, repeat after me. Surfer sur internet. So surfer sur internet is to surf the internet. Avec mon portable, j'aime aussi. So we just talked about this word. So let's see if you can remember what this word means. If you know what the word avec means, just go ahead and shout it out. Means with. So avec means with. Mon portable, we should remember from that last slide, means my cell phone or my phone. J'aime, we should remember from our previous video, means I like. And aussi, you'll hear this a lot in French. Aussi means also. So that's a new vocab word too. That's a big one that you'll need to know. Aussi means also. So up here we have avec mon portable, j'aime aussi. So with my cell phone or my phone, I like also, or I also like envoyer des snaps. So envoyer is that verb to send. So remember that, envoyer, to send. And then des snap. What do you think des snap are? Snapchats. And a little fun fact, this is actually the Snapchat code for the French government. So if you're interested in following them on Snapchat, you can go ahead and scan that code and you can follow them. It's pretty cool if you're into that. And then another cool, fun bonus word that probably won't be on your quiz, but is super important for your generation is être en mode snap streak. So être en mode snap streak just means to be. So to be on a snap streak. So to be on a snap streak. You don't really talk like this in English. You just say, oh yeah, we have a snap streak. usually say we have, but in French you have to say to be. So you're to be on a snap streak. So just like I said earlier, these words probably won't be on your quiz, but I thought they were super important for your generation, so I added them in for you, just some fun vocab. All right, so avec, we should remember, we've seen it a couple times now. So avec means with, and then mon baladeur MP3. So mon baladeur MP3. So my MP3 player. So my MP3 player. So with my MP3 player, j'aime means I like, and beaucoup means a lot. So beaucoup. So j'aime beaucoup, I like a lot, or I really like. Écouter de la musique. So écouter is that verb to listen. Should remember that from last chapter. So écouter. So remember when we have that accent aigu and that er on the end, it makes that a sound. So écouter is the verb to listen. And then de la musique, this one's pretty easy to figure out. It looks kind of like the word in English. So la musique is music. And then this is another new word. We have avec, which means with. Les écouteurs. Say this word for me. Les écouteurs. So les écouteurs are headphones. They're headphones. So with my MP3 player, I really like, or I like a lot, to listen to music with my headphones. So let's say a couple of these words together. Let's start up at the top here. We have mon baladeur. So say these two words for me. Mon baladeur. And then this last part, MP3. So we just got to remember to review that alphabet if we need to. And then let's say this word together. We have beaucoup. Beaucoup, which means a lot. Next couple words on here, we have écouter, which we should remember from French 1. So say that word for me real quick, écouter. And then la musique. This one might be a little bit hard because it makes a Z sound instead of this S. So it's like musique. And then lastly, we have les écouteurs. So we talked about this last chapter when we have a consonant and then we have a vowel. So most of the time it's an S and an E together, or an S and an A, or another vowel like A, E, I, O, or U. But usually when you see these two letters together, it makes a Z sound instead of this LES and then écouteur. And that just makes it easier to say, instead of saying les écouteurs and pausing, you bring that word together and kind of make one really long word by saying les écouteurs. So it just makes French flow a little bit better. All right, up next, qu'est-ce que tu préfères écouter? So we should remember qu'est-ce que means what. So qu'est-ce que, what, tu préfères. Looking at this verb right here, we can kind of figure out what this means. Préfère means prefer. So qu'est-ce que means what. Tu préfères. And then écouter. We just went over that verb again. So qu'est-ce que tu préfères écouter means what do you prefer to listen to? And so we have de la radio. So de la radio. Let's say that all together. De la radio. All right, so to listen to the radio. And then next we have de la musique moderne. So say this one with me. De la musique moderne. And lastly, de la musique classique. So say this one for me. De la musique classique. All right, so let's go over and say a couple of these words together. We have qu'est-ce que tu préfères écouter. So say these all for me. Let's break it down into 3 parts. So we'll say qu'est-ce que first, then tu préfères, and then écouter. All right, so first off, we have qu'est-ce que tu préfères and then écouter. So we're asking, what do you prefer to listen to? And then we can respond. So if Madame was asking you the question, what do you prefer to listen to? You could respond with je préfère. So I prefer. So je préfère. Say this word for me real quick. It's kind of hard to say sometimes. So préfère and écouter. Whenever you see two accents like this together, it's going to take the word up. So pré, and then the letter f, and then the last part with this accent grave brings it down. So air. So préfère. So hopefully that helps you kind of tell you what direction you should bring the letters up in like tone. So we have de la musique moderne, which is like modern music, like music you'd hear on the radio. Then we have de la musique classique and de la radio. So we have modern music, classical music, and the radio. All right, so next is j'adore chanter. J'adore chanter. So looking at that picture, what do you think chanter means? To sing. So chanter, say this word for me, chanter. And this makes like a sh sound, like you're shushing someone. So chanter. So I love, j'adore, I love to sing. Chanter is the verb to sing. Next, we have j'adore, which means I love. So j'adore, I love les vacances. Say this word for me, les vacances. So les vacances is vacation. Vacation. Who doesn't like vacation? Next, est-ce que tu aimes les voitures de sport? So, est-ce que tu aimes les voitures de sport? We should remember, est-ce que tu aimes means do you like? And then les voitures de sport. Sport's pretty easy to figure out because it looks just like the word in English. But les voitures might be a little bit hard. Les voitures means cars. And then de sport means sports. So, est-ce que tu aimes les voitures de sport? Do you like sports cars? So, let's say this word all in blue really quickly. So, we have les voitures de sport. Let's say it all together, les voitures de sport. So, sports cars. All right, so we're going to go all the way back through, review those words that we just learned, plus the words from the previous video, and then we are almost done. So to say I like, we have j'aime. Then to say I really like, we have j'aime bien, or I like well, or I really like. To say I love something, we have j'adore, I love, j'adore. To say we don't like something, we have je n'aime pas, je n'aime pas. And I hate something, je déteste, je déteste. So I didn't put the words up here so we can hopefully test a little bit of your listening skills and see if we can put those words together. All right, so now we've got qu'est-ce que tu aimes faire? Qu'est-ce que we should remember means what. Qu'est-ce que tu aimes faire? And remember, faire is the verb to do. So, qu'est-ce que tu aimes faire? What do you like to do? We've got manger up in this box right here. Manger, that's the verb to eat. Then we have étudier, étudier, the verb to study. Dessiner, dessiner, the verb to draw. And lire, the verb to read, lire. All right, so qu'est-ce que tu aimes manger? What do you like to eat? Qu'est-ce que tu aimes manger? We have la glace, les frites, le fromage, and le chocolat. So la glace, les frites, le fromage, le chocolat. Qu'est-ce que tu aimes? And then tell me what verb I should put in this blank here. So here's a little hint for you. So qu'est-ce que tu aimes? And what verb should I put here? Lire. Qu'est-ce que tu aimes lire? So I'm asking, what do you like to read? Qu'est-ce que tu aimes lire? We have les magazines, so magazines, les magazines. Les romans, which are novels. Les journaux, or un journal, if you're talking about one newspaper. Journaux, if you're talking about multiple newspapers. And les bandes dessinées. Les bandes dessinées, comic books. All right, so these are the words that we had just learned today. So this should be a little bit easier for you. Est-ce que tu aimes? And then what word should I put here based off of this picture? L'école. Est-ce que tu aimes l'école? So oui, j'aime l'école. Yes, I like school. Non, je n'aime pas l'école. No, I don't like school. À l'école, so at school. Aimes-tu? Do you like? Aimes-tu? We have les mathématiques, l'anglais, le français, l'histoire, and les sciences. So les mathématiques, l'anglais, le français, l'histoire, and les sciences. So avec, which means with. So avec, and then what word would I put here in this blank after looking at this picture right here? Mon portable. So avec mon portable, with my phone, j'aime surfer sur Internet. Surfer sur Internet. Envoyer, remember to send, envoyer on SMS or on texto. Téléphoner à mes amis. Téléphoner à mes amis, to call my friends. And envoyer un email. Envoyer un email. All right, and then these were just that supplemental vocab words. So avec mon portable, with my phone. J'aime envoyer. So remember that verb envoyer. We have des snap. Des snap. So Snapchats. Être, so to be. Être on mode snap streak. Être on mode snap streak is going to be that extra word. All right, and I'm going to put all of these up here so we can go through them. So qu'est-ce que means what, and I'm going to give you part of this. So qu'est-ce que tu aimes? So what do you like? And then what verb should I put in here? What do all of these have in common? What do we do with them all? We listen to them. So the verb to listen needs to go in here, and that is the verb écouter. So écouter, we could also use the verb préférer, to prefer. We could say, qu'est-ce que tu préfères écouter? What do you prefer to listen to? So we could say, je préfère, I prefer, préfère, écouter, écouter, to listen. We have de la musique moderne, de la musique moderne. De la musique classique, and de la radio, that last one. All right, so you're going to have to tell me what verb we put in here, but looking at that picture, we have j'adore, and then what verb do we put? Chanter, j'adore chanter. And next, j'adore les, and this is your clue here. J'adore les vacances. Vacances. I love vacation. J'adore les vacances. And lastly, est-ce que tu aimes les? And look at that picture and try to remember what we were saying in French. voiture de sport. So, est-ce que tu aimes les voitures de sport? Do you like sports cars? All right, so we're almost done. We only have about 4 more words, so I'm just going to push through so we can get them all done and practice them later on. So those last 4 words last couple words that we have is est-ce que tu aimes dormir? So dormir, say this word for me, dormir. So dormir is the verb to sleep. Dormir is the verb to sleep. Next, we have j'adore travailler. So looking at this picture, what do you think they're doing? They're working. So j'adore travailler is I love to work. Travailler is the verb to work. Say this whole sentence for me. J'adore travailler. And then next we have j'aime bien. So I really like j'aime bien mon travail. Mon travail means my job. So j'adore travailler. I love to work. J'aime bien mon travail. So those might be extra credit words on your quiz coming up. All right, so j'aime regarder la télé. So looking at that picture, we already know that la télé or la télévision is the TV. And we've already learned regarder too last chapter when we said regarder la carte, look at the map. Except regarder can have 2 meanings. It can mean look at or watch. So j'aime regarder la télé. I like to watch TV, right? Because we don't really just look at the TV, we watch the TV. So say this whole, everything in blue here. Regarder la télé. All right. J'adore parler français, mais j'aime parler anglais. So we already know français means French and anglais means English. So parler, this verb right here, parler, just means to speak. So say this part in red for me. So parler français and parler anglais. So parler anglais is to speak English and parler français is to speak French. All right, last 4 words. Here we go. So to talk about like agreeing with somebody or disagreeing with somebody, we have moi non plus. So say this one, moi non plus. Moi non plus just means me neither. So you're agreeing with somebody. For example, if they said, I don't like history, you could say me neither. So moi non plus. They could say je n'aime pas l'histoire. And you could say moi non plus, me neither. Next we have moi aussi, moi aussi. So say this one, moi aussi. Moi aussi means me too. So if they said j'aime le français, you could say moi aussi, me too. Or they could say je n'aime pas l'anglais, I don't like English. You could say moi aussi, me too, I don't like English either. And next we have moi je. So you could say moi j'adore, and then you could say your word. So moi j'adore lire. So me I love to, or moi je n'aime pas, me I don't like to. So moi means me. If you haven't caught on yet, moi means me. So moi j'adore means me I love. So this could be used if somebody's saying, I don't like science. You could say, me, I love science. And if they said, me, I love French, you could say, or somebody would say, not you because you're in French class and you like French, you could say, moi, je n'aime pas le français. And then our last word for today is moi si. So me, I do, as in, I like that. So for example, if somebody said, moi, je n'aime pas le français, me, I don't like French, you could say, moi, si, I do. So kind of tell them, say, yeah, I like it, I do. So quick review on these. We have moi non plus. So say these words after I say them. We have moi non plus, which means me neither. And moi aussi, which means me too. Moi, j'adore, which means me, I love. And moi, je n'aime pas, which means me, I don't like. And then our last one, moi, si, which means I do. Okay, c'est tout. I know this was a kind of a longer video than I had hoped, but I wanted to make sure that we could at least introduce all of the vocab and then we can practice it and do lots of practice with it before our upcoming quiz. So if you need to rewatch this video, make sure that you do that. And I also will put in all of the little microphones or the speakers so you can click and hear me say the words. C'est tout et à plus.